Hi, and welcome back. I'm Sabine Priestley, and I'm here with my dear friend, Sïrï Oakley. I give talks about quantum physics, expanding consciousness, and how we can truly elevate our lives. And at the same time, she channels art that perfectly mirrors what's happening in my words. It's quite magical, quite beautiful, and I feel very blessed to have this collaboration playtime with her. Sïrï, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Siri the artist. I'd rather call me a channel today, speaking of which we are going to illustrate and talk about today. So I'm just letting in whatever comes through and whatever wants to come through to you. So thank you for watching.
It's beautiful. And I'll have links wherever this shows up of where to find Sïrï and where to find me and the offerings and whatnot that we have. Okay, so today's topic is near and dear to my heart. Today I'm talking about the energy centers. And has been an interesting journey to me. Now, the energy centers have been around for centuries. They're estimated to be around 1500 and 500 BC of origin, and that was from the ancient texts, the Vedas. Um, they're relatively new in the West. It's again in the Eastern medicine and Eastern energy work. It's been there forever. And the way that I've come to think of it, well, I'll give homage where it's due. I discovered the energy centers through the work of Joe Dispenza. He does beautiful hour plus long meditations to getting to know your energy centers and assigning symbols to them. And there's a third one. I can't remember what the third one is, but fabulous introduction. And I was in Spain at the time while I found my lane finally, and I was just consuming everything I could find in a certain area. It was Joe Dispenza and Greg Braden, Lynn McTaggart, Nassim Harriman. And I was just on consumption mode. And I did Joe's meditation for getting to know your energy centers and had this wild experience with my throat chakra, which was quite fascinating. I won't go too deep in that right now. But the way that I think about the energy centers now, and it has to do with this holistic approach to the body and to our energy and our body, the time, space, physicality, and how that relates to our quantum bodies, our energy bodies. And I see the energy centers right now as they are energetic, sort of like archetypes. They exist in the collective consciousness. And of course, they are part of us. And in the same way that we are part of a community, we all have our own individual energy centers that are unique to this physical body and this time space. The thing is that they're portals, if you will, gateways to higher dimensions and higher consciousness. And they're very fascinating in the same way that a lot of people they have guides, they have, angels or dragons that we tap into. And that's tapping into, again, that collective consciousness, that archetypal energy to get into higher dimensions and be able to receive information. I'll share a little bit of that after I'm done here with the energy centers. So if you're new to the energy centers, I'm going to walk you through them quickly. There's wealth of information out there. And I always recommend people to do your own discovery because in the same way that we can channel information and the universe gives us signs and serendipities to let us know that we're on the right path, technology can do that too. So if you have an open mind and a heart, go to Google and type in chakras and see what you find. It will do wonderful things for you. So the energy centers, the primary are seven. There's the root chakra, which is down at the sits bone, the genital area. It's the sacral, which is about 3 inches below the belly button. The solar plexus, which is above the belly button and below the lower rib cage. The heart, of course, I'm sure you know where that is. And then we have the throat and the third eye, which is also tapped into the pineal gland, which is a pretty special piece of our anatomy. And then the crown chakra. And there's two more that I'm going to just bring in briefly because they bring it all together beautifully. And I learned this from Tom Evans, who's also a teacher on Insight Timer. And that has to do with the omega and the alpha. I hope I've got those right. If not, I'll correct it later. But the omega and the alpha. And if I remember correctly, the omega, now I'm second guessing myself. Either way, one's top, one's bottom. One is above all of our chakras. The other one is below. One taps into Gaia, the energy of the planet. The other taps into source, the 0 point field, the energy of all. And the idea there being that it's those two, when we bring them into our consciousness, can unify our chakras. But today is about how you can use your chakras, how you can get to know your chakras, how you can play with your chakras. The experiences I've had and the meditations that I've developed have just absolutely blown my mind. If I ever had any doubt in the beginning about, do chakras exist? I don't anymore. They absolutely do. And they can communicate with you, and they will communicate with you, and they can play with you. So on my website, I have an offerings tab, and there's free things there. One of them is a collection of meditations to educate you around the quantum aspects of our reality and to expand your consciousness. And a couple of them have to do specifically with this: get to know your energy centers, flowing your energy centers. And you can get those for free. And I highly recommend you do. And I hope you keep an open heart and mind, because the play opportunities in that is limitless. So I created this energy center flow meditation. It came to me one morning. For over a year now, I've been sitting in that hypnopompic state between awake and sleep. And that's where the flow originally came to me. The original flow is like seagrass flowing up and down. And we flow the energy from the root all the way up to the top, and then all the way down to the bottom. And different permutations have arisen in a couple of months since I did the first one, which I'll be creating more for you. The experience that I have had with them, they're so individual. Our chakras are like little entities in us. They have their own personalities. They have their own way of processing information. Some days everybody's on board, and I just like, hey guys, let's flow, and woof, off we go. And it's such a state of bliss. When you get to this point, it's the best high. I've talked about this before. It's nirvana and bliss, and it's a whole body buzz. So we're flowing. Some days, one or more of them is, I don't know, bad day. They're just like, I'm here, just don't really feel like participating. And, it's the perfect principle of correspondence: as without, so within. We're not always 100% on. We're not designed to be 100% on all the time. So when we tap into these energy centers and we can use them to enhance our bodies, to enhance our health and our well-being, we can have them help us elevate our energy. There's really nothing we can't do. And the further I went along this, they started piping up and bringing things to me. So now I have a whole different series of flow meditations, different imagery, different feelings. I started with the seagrass. That was the first one they gave me. And then it's more like pipe, like the central core pipe of energy that goes up and goes down. And recently it was this flat plane that was going up and down, and then it did a perpendicular rotation. So it was going up the backside, down the front side. They just keep bringing new things into the experience for me. And for me, I'm flowing, and then I realize, wait, something different's happening here. So then I've learned to just shut up and pay attention. And then I can see it. I get the image, and it's like, oh, okay, so we're doing this now. Or we're doing this now. And it's been incredible. And it's playtime, and it just gets better and better. And this morning was interesting. And this sort of ties it all together in a fascinating way. So I was doing the hypnopompic state, and I did my flow, and something happened that I didn't remember until I came back to it. So I was doing my flow, off I went. I'm in this dream, and I jokingly call it the Substack life. I'm in this dream, and it's outdoors, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and people walking everywhere. And I'm with a woman and we're going someplace. And to my left, there was this not terribly deep ravine. Off to the right was this massive ravine that had this incredible overpass that people were walking past it. It was a shallower ravine, but there were people in there going places. And in this one section of that ravine it's like mud. You couldn't really see through the water. And there was three women in there. I'm sorry, this is weird, but dreams are that way. Three women in there, and they're walking. The water's up to here, and they're wading through it, going goodness knows where. And two of the women have massive breasts that are like awkward life preserver flotation devices that are in their faces as they're trudging through this water. And I didn't comment on it, but it's hard not to notice when that was happening. So they get through, they get out of the water. They're trying to keep going, but there's another big obstacle or something. And one of them shouts up to me, and I tell her, you can just go back a little bit and they can climb up over here. And some people are going forward. One guy was like running it like a running trail. And then I'm walking away and I meet another person and I'm thinking, oh, I should go back to that first person because I showed up with her. And then I thought, oh, she's a big girl. She'll be fine. And then I'm talking to this man, and we had heard about each other, but we had never met. He had a book that I wanted to read, and we exchanged numbers. And then we're sitting down on this embankment and we're looking out over this beautiful landscape with all these people coming and going. And he's telling me that this is a really interesting place to be because there's 3 subscription levels. And you can, the first one is free. And the second one is, they all had names, which I'm sorry, I don't remember the names. The second one, paid subscription. And then there's the Uber subscription, which is why when I woke up, I laughed and it's like, okay, I just dreamt about Substack as life. So that was fun and it was interesting. And I wanted to go back. To it. So closed my eyes again, really relaxed my body, started to flow. And then I remembered, oh my gosh. So the first time I did that flow, my solar plexus like lit up, like jumped out, just sparked. And I don't know what it was. And I could feel the echo of that the second time. And I was like, okay, that's fascinating. I'm going to come back to that. And I got there again. I popped back in and I got a second sort of piece to the Substack puzzle. And he's telling me, it's like, you're in a page. You are the page. Remember that. You are the page. And more information came through and I woke up, and that's when I grabbed my phone and recorded all of this going on. So the page was a little perplexing, sort of made sense. And page, a post, I don't know. So after I had recorded that and then transcribed it in one of my journals, I went to do my meditation practice. And I meditated for 15 minutes and then I tapped in. And this is my channeling. This is what a relatively new practice to me that I've been doing. And what came through was fascinating. So I asked about this, the morning's dreams and their relation to my energy body. And my solar plexus went wild. And what I got back was, in the same way your physical body is primary in the 3D time space, your energy body is primary in higher dimensions, shifting form and resonance as needed to resonate appropriately. And so then I asked, well, where did the dreams come from in this instance? It was sunny and friendly and all of that. What I got back was, as you in 3D elevate and expand, as you say, as I say, you have access to and open up to levels of corresponding dimensions. You are practicing conscious access to these dimensions. By that, my morning hypnopompic practice. So as you hear many now saying in this 3D time space, you deeply understand you are creator. The page analogy given in part 2 of this morning is a good metaphor for now, with understanding. The world is Substack, and there was a little chuckling when that was coming through. Every person is the center of their own page. Some run amok, writing on and even ending others' pages. Envelop your page with love, joy, and whatever lifts you up. Remember, it's just a game, a page, a story. Play with it. So that was what came through with me. Now, everybody can do this stuff. We all have energy centers. And depending on where you're at and different practices that you do or don't do, you're going to have a rapid ascent in this, or you're just going to have to take some more time so you can really tap into your energy centers. So I highly recommend check out that free offering on my page, and please get back. This will be on YouTube. It's going to be on Substack. It'll be on Medium. Reach out and let us know how it's going. And that's it for today's talk. And now we get the really fun part and checking out Sïrï's creation. Wow. Can you lift it up a little bit, Hun? So I'm looking sort of straight at it.
I can lift my camera. I can.
Oh, that's right. It's wet. Yeah, you can't do that. That's right.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's fine the way you had it.
That's the best I can do.
I love that. I'm looking, you know me and swirls. I love the swirls on the external and the little curlicues coming off of it on my right. It might be your left. I'm not sure. I'm curious about some aspects. So I'm looking at the brown bits on the bottom for me, your top, that are coming off of the circle. It's like a dome. Almost looks like a, oh, I forgot about the harp. Okay. There was this musical instrument in the dream that the guy was showing me that was like some kind of circular thing. It had a band coming underneath it and a handle that you did something with thumb and maybe your fingers. It made the most incredible music. That reminds me of that, interestingly enough. So I'd love to get your take on that. And then on the other side, your bottom, my top, is another, almost looks like a womb.
This?
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like a womb from this perspective with a T coming out the top.
What I felt,
and the energy flows in the center. Yeah, go ahead. Go.
What I felt when I was beginning this was that, okay, I'm just going to open and let it flow and see what comes through. And in many cases, I don't think at all about what I'm doing. But this, when you started to talk about energy centers before we started today, I was thinking, interesting, let's see what's coming. And this is, from my perspective here intellectually, it's from as when you sit in the middle and you look up. So this is more like a ceiling to you. You can look up and see your center is here, and everything on your page that you were describing is around you, coming out from your center, which is above your crown. So this is the gossamer thread that we all are connected to the cosmos and the earth with. So everything is coming out from you, like you were saying. So this is the creation. That's how I
just got chills.
The cosmos, the seas, and the fires, and the music that you play on your harp, like you say. So everything you say and everything I feel is resonating with all of this. So it's very, very interesting indeed.
Oh, that's great. And that harp, that shape is because I didn't have a clear recall of it other than it was a circular with some kind of thingy on the bottom. So that's what I see in there. You got that little thing on the bottom that somehow you use your thumb to make that music. That was amazing. All right, let's see your lovely face again here.
Thank you. Of course, I need to say that this can also be yours if you want to buy it. So go to my PayHip store to see it. When it's dry, I'll post it there with the price and the description and everything. And of course on Substack, which is your page and also mine page. So I love to share this with you and with the world. So it's very interesting and very intriguing to be able to do this. I'm very happy.
Definitely. Okay, so before Sïrï and I started the recording today, she was sharing with me a method that she's using. And of course, it ties in perfectly. I'm here to talk about the energy centers, and she's doing something that directly affects energy centers and the energy body. So Sïrï, do you want to share that with us? I'm sure it can help people. There's a reason why we're here doing this.
Yeah, obviously. For a couple of weeks, almost 3 weeks now, I've been doing what's called the mirror method. It's more like a German word, I thought, but it's actually Dutch. I don't remember her name, but it's fairly newly invented method that approaches the subconscious and how it allows us to shed and let go of subconscious programmings, conditionings, and things that you might have experienced in life that you might be going through right now, or if you want to change your health in some way. And it is all based upon touching of the skin. So you touch and stroke your hand with one hand while you repeat 9 statements twice a day. And I've been doing that for 4 weeks, no, 2 weeks now. And it's really, really affecting deep layers in the energy bodies and psyche and personality and what have you, spiritually and mentally, emotionally. So I have to admit, I struggled with sleep a while back. I'm in perimenopause. It's very common. So after starting doing this mirror method, I started sleeping like a child and falling asleep very quickly, because it's like when your body has been carrying a lot of subconscious things without you knowing it with your mind. When you start allowing your body to let go of things, it finally recognizes the exhaustion that you have been going through and carrying with you for a very long time. So shedding that allows you finally to relax. That's what I've experienced these past few days. So I'm really very tired, but my channel is open and it's widely opening more and more every day. So I'm very happy to share this method. And it's fairly new, like I said. So go to mirrormethod.com to find more about it. It's a lovely lady who has created this method. And it goes well in combination with other holistic therapeutic methods like psychology and whatever have you, acupuncture, massage, what you do, Sabine, and healing and other modalities. You can add this as well, and I'm sure your therapist or who is helping you will accommodate and say that it's okay, because it's based on 37 methods actually. So it well may be that one of the methods you're already using is in that method. So I strongly recommend that, and it's for free
Oh, that's
online.
fascinating.
Mm.
Oh, I'm going to check it out. Now, spell that for me. Mir
mir.com.
just
MIR
mirmethod.com.
We can share the link in
Okay.
the
Perfect. Yeah, I'll
chat.
look it up and add the link to this. And I love this because it does. To me, what's happening there is, our energy bodies hold energy, stuck energy, trauma and memories, childhood conditioning, all of that. And these methods help us to literally release the energy. And one of the beautiful aspects of that is it frees us up for
Yep.
more. I think sometimes we get overwhelmed and we're like that cup. It's just too full.
Yeah.
And it's full of things that aren't serving us. And it's when we learn ways and techniques to let it go that we start to expand and grow. And I'm convinced that this time and the energy of now is facilitating all of this. I think we are so powerful and we self-empowered, and we can do so much when we just open our hearts and our minds and go there.
Me too. Just remember to drink
All
a
right.
lot of water.
Yes. Drink lots of water. All right. Thank you for joining us. We hope that this served in some way, shape, or form. And we always love to hear from you. So with love, namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.